We're here with Cal quarterback Fernando Mendoza. As always, just go ahead and let me know in the chat that you have questions, and we'll get started. Jeff is not on this call, so someone else is going to have to get started. We'll start with Thomas Dunn from Brantford, California.
Good afternoon, Fernando. How you doing?
Good afternoon, Mr. Dunn.
Hey, man, I'm your age. I don't need no mister.
All right, what's up, Thomas?
What's up? We alluded to it last week, but what is your understanding of the significance of the big game to the Cal community?
Yeah, like you said, we talked about it last week, but I know the significance of this game. I'm trying to think of a word to kind of describe it, but I really can't. I just know how much it means for everybody, how much it means for our alumni, our players, our coaches, and just the program. As there's such a rich history behind this game. Last year, playing and redshirting last year, I kind of went through got us to see play as USC, UCLA, and kind of those other rivalry games. But the big game week, especially last year when I experienced it for the first time, it was totally different. And last year I really got the experience what the big game's all about and how much it means to everybody. In a way, I was a little bit astounded when I realized, like, wow, this is actually a huge deal. Because I always thought it was a really cool game. However, last year I really realized how big of a deal this is. So that has taken part of my preparation this week and just how our team has approached this week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, other questions for Fernando? We'll go to Steve Croner. Go ahead, Steve.
Fernando, how you doing?
What's up, Steve?
Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah.
In any event, I don't know if you're a history major or not, but I'm going to throw. I assume that you probably have done some research on the history of the big game. So I'm going to throw out some names in Cal big game history, and you tell me if you recognize them at all. Vince Ferragamo, Steve Sweeney, Kevin Moan, and Tyrone Edwards.
All those names are definitely familiar names and faces that I've seen throughout my big game research here, and that's the importance and kind of the special thing about the big game is that those are names that of players that in the past that have played for Cal and done amazing things against Stanford, and they're recognized as big game heroes for a reason. And this game leaves a great opportunity for our team and left a great opportunity for the ones you just mentioned that left a legacy. So I think this game is very important for our team as each player on our team has an individual goal to step up and have a legacy such as those guys you just mentioned.
Good answer.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we'll go to Jake Curtis from Cal Sports Report.
Hoopla this week distract you at all from the focus of actually playing the game?
Can you repeat the question? It kind of broke up here.
Does the hoopla around this week of the big game, does that distract you at all from the focus of playing the thing?
I would say the opposite. I would say, if anything, it heightens my focus. As there's more on the line and you need to be more dialed every play. And as a quarterback, especially a young quarterback, your goal is to be very focused every single play that you're on the field. However, especially in bigger stages, and you really got to focus on your process, on your situation. And if anything just gets the moment gets larger, the situations become more extreme. So I would say, if anything, all the hoopla, it's good, as it not only provides a sense of fun, as it's really cool just seeing everything, all the hoopla, as you said, all the activities and all the alumni coming back and kind of how the importance of the big game. But if anything, I would say that it heightens my game, as it's a big time moment. There's going to be a lot of fans there, and there's a chance to leave your legacy. So I would say that it heightens my focus, as there's a lot on the line.
If I could just follow up real quick.
Sure.
Growing up in Boston and Miami, did you know anything about the Cal-Stanford rivalry?
Yeah, so I will say I was just born in Boston, so I only lived there for my first year of my life, so I don't remember it. But I will say, in Miami, like I've said before, I have seen a ton of video clips, and just being an aspiring young football fan ever since I've been a little kid, I've always seen the play on just different highlight compilations, and being a college football fan from a young age, I've watched the big game pretty religiously throughout my years in Miami, as I've always been in tune to rivalries, seeing the Miami FSU rivalry in my backyard to then see great rivalries around the nation, such as one of my favorites was the big game. So now it's an honor to be playing in this game, and I know how much it means for everybody, and it means a lot to me, and it means a lot to our team. So I will say that this game is going to be a good one.
Okay, anybody else with a first round question for Fernando? Okay, we'll go back to Steve Croner.
Yeah, Fernando, we kind of talked about the history and the legacy of the big game. What's one or two X's and O's things, just back down to football, that you guys think you need to do Saturday to keep the Axe in Berkeley?
Yeah, I'd say, like you said, the main goal is to keep the Axe in Berkeley, and it's especially these rivalry games. Anything could happen. Both teams are playing extremely hard, so no matter the previous records of the team or previous kind of schemes of the team, in a sense, anything could happen. But X's and O's, as an offense, we're looking just to execute on the play on hand. As whenever we call a play and we execute that play to its potential, it'll always have a positive result. So we're looking to just keep it play at a time and not get too encapsulated in the hoopla of the moment, in the big stage, and kind of just execute. And then, yeah, so that would, and then our other thing, as always, I would say establishing both the run game, as we have a lot of faith in our offensive line, and then same thing, especially winning those one-on-one battles and just kind of dice them through the air. So I'd say those are 2 points of emphasis as well. I also don't want to give up too many X's and O's. That's more of a Coach Spav question, but appreciate it.
Okay, we'll go to Maria Koladova.
Sorry to take us back to the hoopla, but last year you weren't playing and it was a home game for Cal, and this year you are starting and it's an away game. Does that sort of change anything for you in terms of how you're approaching it, or maybe the emotions around it because it's on like enemy territory?
I would say it changes a little bit, especially being the big game being in Berkeley last year. It was crazy to see the environment that the Berkeley fans, the Cal fans, and just everyone brought around the city of Berkeley. So it's definitely going to be cool to play in Stanford. And I've heard stories from numerous players, coaches, and how we have a great showing of Cal fans at the Stanford Stadium. So I'm really excited to see everyone show up there and support us.
Okay, we'll go to Thomas Dunn from Right for California.
Fernando, to go off of what Maria was saying and your answer right there, how different is it knowing that you're going into a road environment where Cal fans are going to be deep in numbers? For some background information, the splits from 2019 and 2021, the last 2 times Cal was visiting Palo Alto, Cal fans were just under a 50-50 split. So how much does that help you guys as a team in terms of just the energy you guys bring out on the field, knowing that you got a big road crowd right behind you just down the way along the peninsula?
I would say it helps us tremendously. And I would say I appreciate the loyalty of our fans and everybody that's planning to come out to the big game, as it might not seem as much if it's 1 or 2 people, but collectively everybody matters on our fans. And I will say that it helps our team a lot, especially to keep the momentum up and just to keep the energy up. Especially that's something that we prioritize as an offense. So I would say that those are very exciting splits to hear, and I'm really excited for Saturday.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys, anybody else with the final question for Fernando? Maria, go ahead.
This might be a bit of a tough question, but kind of in terms of like the traditions and all the stuff like that around the game, do you have like maybe a favorite tradition or like something that you heard of that you think is like fun or interesting?
Yeah, so last year it was pretty cool. We all went to the Greek Theater and we did a little rally just with the Cal fans, and we had some of the team leaders speak. I'm not sure if that's the thing that we're doing this year or if it's a yearly thing, but I know that was really cool, and all of our teammates appreciated showing that Thursday night the fans love and be able to kind of give them a message going into the big game. So I love that connection between the fan and the players. So that's something that I always strive to accomplish there, is kind of showing our appreciation for our fans. So yeah, so that's probably my favorite.
Okay, we'll go to Matt Moreno from Rivals.
Coach Spav has talked about your just competitive edge, and just how have you been, previously in high school and other, rivalry games that you play in? Do you get a little bit more kind of amped up for these types of games?
As a competitor, you're always looking for the biggest stage, biggest spotlight, and I would say this is a perfect opportunity for our offense, our team, and myself. So, like I said, this game gets me amped up, seeing everybody care so much about it, seeing just the excitement in general city of Berkeley being uplifted and ready to come out and show out and support for this game. So I will say that does amp me up, and as I said before, it only heightens my play, my focus as a competitor, and I know the same works for my teammates.
Thank you.